This is Vincent Keymer's most interesting game in winning German Chess Championship 2025. Martin Keymer plays the king's pawn opening and Vincent Keymer responds with the Caro Kann defense, aiming for a solid, resilient setup. Martin Keymer pushes d4 to grab central space. Then Vincent Keymer challenges it immediately with d5. After that, Martin Keymer advances the e-pawn. This is the advance variation, the most dangerous line against Caro Kann defense. Keymer develops the bishop outside the pawn chain before closing the center. In this position, pawn attack the bishop is the sharpest variation. But Martin Keymer opts to develop the knight, targeting the center. Then, Keymer pushes e6, supports the d5 pawn and prepares to develop the bishop. After that, Martin Keymer develops the bishop to e2, prepares to castle kingside and Vincent Keymer develops the knight, a preparation before launch and attacking plan with c5. Martin Keymer castles and Vincent Keymer starts an unusual flank push on the queenside, perhaps aiming for f4 and space grab. Martin Keymer continued to develop another knight to c3 and Vincent Keymer once again pushed the a-pawn, grabs space and prevents b3. In this position, Keymer doesn't afraid of black's plan. Martin Keymer continues to develop the dark square bishop. Then, Vincent Keymer advances the a-pawn aggressively once again, trying to undermine queenside stability. Martin Keymer push b3, refused to take the pawn and Vincent Keymer push h6, begins kingside expansion or prevents bg5. This is called a prophylaxis. The game continue. Martin Keymer puts a rook on c-file, preparing pressure. Then, Vincent Keymer develops kingside knight, likely to f5 or g6. After that, Martin Keymer push h3. This is a waiting move with three purposes. Stops bg4 pins, prepares g4 and waiting for black to make a mistake. Then, Vincent Keymer repositions the bishop to h7, keeping it active. In this position, Keymer doesn't like black's light square bishop, so Martin Keymer centralizes the bishop and offers black to trade. Vincent Keymer exchanges it, reducing Martin Keymer's pressure and opening lines. Martin Keymer recaptures with his pawn, opening the c-file and centralizing pawns. After that, Vincent Keymer develops the queen attacks d4 and pressures the queenside. This position actually slightly better for white. But, queen pressure on d4 made Martin Keymer develops the bishop to defend the pawn. According to Stockfish, this is a bad move. Vincent Keymer responds and develop the knight to g3, opening space for the bishop. Then, Martin Keymer retreat the knight to h2, prepares f4 push and may reroute the knight. Vincent Keymer finalizes development all his minor pieces. In this position, Martin Keymer begins a kingside pawn storm with f4. Then Vincent Keymer places a knight aggressively on h4. After that, Martin Keymer offered to trade the knight. Vincent Keymer trades off his strong knight and Martin Keymer recapture with the queen. This move centralizes the queen and eyes kingside. This position is balance. White will attack with pawn to f5. So Vincent Keymer pushes g6 to stop white pawn expansion. The game continue. Martin Keymer prepares doubling rooks on c-file of f-file. Then, Vincent Keymer pushes h-pawn to stir counterplay. After that, Martin Keymer pushes g3. In this position, Vincent Keymer repositions knight, heading s6 and leave d7 square for his king. Keymer will not castling in a brutal position like this. Then Martin Keymer make a mistake. He pushes g4 gains kingside space and opens files. Vincent Keymer responds and put the knight to a6, prepares to b4 or c5 push. The game continue. Martin Keymer so desire to attack black's king that did not castle. So he pushes e5. Vincent Keymer choose to take g-pawn opening h-file. Martin Keymer recaptures, opening h-file and activating Keymer's rook. Vincent Keymer unorthodoxly walks the king to safety. Martin Keymer pushes his pawn again to attack the bishop. So the bishop to b4 attacking the knight. Martin Keymer put the knight to a4, attacking the queen. Therefore, queen b5 attack the pawn. Martin Keymer retreat the bishop to c1, so the queen can protect the pawn. Vincent Keymer shifts the queen to a5. In this position, Martin Keymer realized that his attacking plan on the kingside has failed. The center has been blocked. So, Keymer centralizes king for safety and prepare to fight for h-file. Vincent Keymer put the rook on h7. Readies for h8 doubling. Martin Keymer prepares defense with the bishop. After that, Vincent Keymer doubles rooks, eyeing attack down h-file. Then, Keymer retreat his bishop to protect h2. In this position, Vincent Keymer retreat the queen to d8, preparing to join kingside attack. But Martin Keymer attack the king and the knight. Vincent Keymer has two pieces that can capture white's knight. Since this position is closed, Keymer know that the knight is better in closed position. So he exchanged the end to reduce pressure. Martin Keymer recapture with his pawn. After that, Vincent Keymer activates the knight to attack the rook. Therefore, rook moved to e2. Then Vincent Keymer put the queen to f8. In this position, Martin Keymer pushed d4 to close the center and Vincent Keymer moves queen aggressively toward the king. Instead of defense the king, Martin Keymer opts to attack the knight, but Keymer doesn't care. Vincent Keymer puts the queen to g5, looks for mate threats or weaknesses. What happened if queen take the knight? Of course, Martin Keymer realizes it, so he tucks the king to safety. But after that, Vincent Keymer launches full assault with rook lift to h3. Martin Keymer resign after this move. What happened if the game continue?